Men's Sunday, but I need to just take you back to our last session yesterday, which was we were looking at strategies for evangelism yesterday. It's obviously a very important part. If we're going to do Fresh Expressions of church, then at the end of the day it must be about bringing people to Christ, and so evangelism is a central part, and we were looking at how and why this was so important to us, and we looked at various options of that we can use for evangelism, but we also looked at the need that if it's not working, the need to dust our feet off and move on. We then went on to look at 8 principles of evangelism, which was a great model. In particular, to me, the thing that stood out from that, and the thing I'm going to take away, is the need to seek out what they call the person of peace. And I think, whether you're talking about evangelism or wider than that, the whole of the Fresh Expression, I think seeking the person of peace to work with, to bring into that you're going to bring into that Fresh Expression is going to be central if it's going to work in the way that God will want it to work. We then came back together today and we looked at worship in relation to Fresh Expressions of church, and obviously where worship will fit into the model that you're working with will depend on very much where that model is. We looked at something called the Engels scale, which looks at where people are in relation to their faith life, and it looks these days at the fact that some people have just got no concept, no knowledge of God at all, and are sort of on this scale are actually a big minus figure rather than just at 0, and therefore with something like Bootfair Church, for instance, I was very much challenged, having come into the session thinking yes, we must in some way build worship into it, very much challenged as to whether how we do that, and whether we in fact do that at all to begin with people who are so far down that scale that we need to be moving them forward gently. There was a suggestion put forward that regarding something called the 2-ton bridge, that if you've got a 10-ton load to get across a 2-ton bridge, you take it across 2 tons at a time, not in one 10-ton lot, otherwise the whole thing comes crashing down. And I think I came to realise I need to go back and talk to the people that are coming together to put this together as to how we build in worship, and if we do, how we do so gently and gradually. One of the important things here was the way we break up in the sessions into small discussion groups. And I was what changed me here was the fact that I was very much challenged by the 2 other people in the group as to whether we should come straight into Bootfair Church with, say, half-hourly or hourly worship slots. If you're dealing with people on a very low basis of knowledge of God, then maybe we shouldn't be doing that at all. And I've come away lots to think about, and certainly not in the same place that I was with that beforehand. Don't know the answer yet to it. I should be praying big time about this over the next few weeks, but I think God again is moving us on in the right direction.